he's incited racist violence at his campaigns and rallies. He's really kind of an egomaniac. He's really kind of crazy. And we, as a nation, need to hold together ever the more at this time of divisiveness. So we need to create a new message that is able to repel his message and really bring it home that we're all in this together. United we stand, divided we fall. So one of the other things that's happening right off the bat as him and his administration take office is they're already creating what's called a skinny budget. They're looking at making tremendous cuts to normal federal programs such as the Department of Energy and the Department of Commerce and the Department of Justice. They're making all these cuts already towards austerity. And he's talking about cutting the National Endowment for the Arts and the National Endowment for the Humanities. Yeah, he's talking about just completely eliminating those and then privatizing the public broadcast stations. So, we're looking at a time of real austerity in the near future here. And the one thing that I want to point out is this austerity is not new. This has been going on for a while. And unfortunately, we've forgotten about some of the other people that have been suffering austerity, at least certainly since 2008 and the original market collapse that brought us all our lost homes and all the millions of Americans now that are without pensions, without savings, without homes and mortgages. All that stuff that melted down in 2008, that austerity is still going on. It's never been resolved. The bankers were never called to task. Corporate Wall Street basically walked away and got away with all of it. But this austerity, too, we haven't been thinking about the people that are our most vulnerable in our community. And so, for example, in Portland, Oregon, a newborn baby was born, and it promptly froze to death because we're not taking care of our homeless and we're not taking care of our impoverished communities. So imagine that. A woman gives birth on the streets of Portland, and the newborn baby, immediately freezes to death. We have had austerity in the United States for a number of years, but we've just learned to normalize it. Too many people are out in the streets. Too many people are without jobs. Too many people have lost their homes. And we need to address that. And we need to transform this question of our nation and who gets taken care of and who doesn't, so that we're talking about everybody. We need to be more inclusive, so that not just a few people are able to have the jobs and enjoy all the benefits of being an American citizen, but that everybody does. Black, white, yellow, brown, poor, disabled, transgender, everybody. So today is a new beginning. We're entering a new era, the Trump era, and as we look at beginning again, we need to think about creating communities and supporting one another. And we need to begin to think about building alliances with one another, because we need to bring it back home to our communities and taking care of one another, because at the national level, we're looking at extreme austerity. So we're going to use this march today basically with the idea of creating local coalitions and networks. As much as possible, people need to start networking and working together, because we need to organize now on a scale that we've never done in the history of the United States. This is something different. Until the injustices that have plagued our country are resolved and all of us have equality and human rights for every single American, we must never rest and we must never give up. Today marks the end of an old order and the beginning of a new one. And this new one is one where old hatreds and fears have to be transformed into understanding and the respect of our common humanity together. And it is one where we are all free to reach our highest human potential and to all be treated equally. So please get involved and get organized. Thank you. We're going to begin with a Chumash prayer. because we need to remember right now on the front lines of the Dakota Access Pipeline, there's a very real confrontation between the Native Sioux and the police state oil pipeline that's going on up there, and it's very dangerous, and there's been a lot of injured people, and they are, Energy Transfer Partners is a friend of Donald Trump's, and they're anticipating to be able to continue, even though the Energy Department and the Army Corps of Engineers has denied the permits. So we'll begin today with a Native American ceremony.
Hi, my name is Richard, and I'm from the village of Shuxton. And this morning I was out here 2 or 3 hours before the sun came up, because in our way, we don't just wait for the sun, we help the sun come in. And in one of our languages, it's Samima Moke Yowe Ahulio Nuna Aho Ineme. We ask our ancestors from the islands and all our living relatives in the ocean to come be with us, because we're about to pray and we need help. And what's happening in Standing Rock, there's a lot of people from Santa Barbara, from all sectors of the community that are over there, and I thank everybody for that, because it's not just their problem, it's all of our problems. And I want to sing this song because even in Standing Rock, even in Africa, all over the world, they need comforting, you know? So this song comes down from generations to generations, and here it goes. Hihinaya, 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 watukwilin natiwinikilin, ohonia, hihinaya, hihinaya, hiamilikin naminahatilin, panakinku, kinatunutu, panakinku, hiamilikin naminahatilin, panakinku, kinatunutu, panakinku, kinatunutu, hihinaya, 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 hihinaya. Oh, in my prayers this morning, I ask that the Great Spirit, the Creator of the great mystery, all living things, all my relations in the afterlife, that they teach the younger generation, because they are the leaders for the future. And in these marches and demonstrations, what I have seen compared to the demonstrations from 1970 and the Isla Vista riots, is I see compassion, love, understanding, and wanting to learn and do things in a positive way. Of law enforcement and City Hall, which has an open door policy. I thank you, Great Spirit. Have a nice day.
You mean like a little bit closer? Okay. Can you hear? Is this better? Can you hear when it's more closer? Okay. I'm gonna. I want to introduce next Helene Schneider, the mayor of Santa Barbara.
Hello, Santa Barbara! Let's hear loud and clear from here to Washington, D.C. Which is a good thing. We need you, we need each other. As Mayor of Santa Barbara, it's so great to see a crowd. Let's first thank the organizers who put this together in like 1 week. Can you imagine what this crowd would be like if we started the day after Election Day? So 1 week, thank you to all the organizers, and that's because Santa Barbara knows when it needs to come together. So here is my request to you. This is the first step, is to show up. So we're showing up here. We're showing up in LA. We're showing up in Ventura and San Luis Obispo. We're showing up in Denver. We're showing up in San Francisco. We're showing up in Chicago. We're showing up in Antarctica. We're showing up in Hong Kong, Berlin, Paris, all around the world. We need to show up. But that's not all we need to do. This is step 1. Step 2 is to speak up. Speak up for women's rights. Speak up for LGBT rights. Speak up for Standing Rock. Speak up for immigrants' rights. Speak up for our environment. Speak up for the arts. Speak up for transparency in government. And speak up at City Hall, speak up in your state legislature, speak up in Congress, speak up at the White House, speak up in every public arena you can. That's number 2. Number 3 is to rise up. This has been a strange week, let me tell you. And we started this week honoring the Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. And my favorite quote is, "The moral arc of justice is long," but the moral arc, but wait, I keep getting it, the arc of justice is long, but it always reaches towards justice. And I got that wrong again. It doesn't matter. It's a long arc, and it's taking longer than we want, but it is reaching towards justice. We need to rise up beyond today. This can't end today. This is day 1. We need day 2, we need day 3, we need day 100, we need 4 years of days. Don't give this up, don't despair. We've all been despairing for the last couple of months, but now it's time to rise up. And then finally, rule number 4 is to act up. Register to vote if you haven't. Vote in every single election. Run for office yourself. Make a difference, help those who value the same values that we all share, to help them move things forward. And the thing with how crazy this area is right now in this world, and the things that we have to fight for, that we've been fighting for decades, is each of us has that one issue that we care about so deeply. And the beauty of rising up and acting up and showing up and speaking up is you can pick that one issue and make it happen and change the world. Be the change that you want to see. Thank you all for being